Hi guys, in today's video we will be reading excretion. In previous video we read transportation in plants and now we will be reading excretion. So let's begin. We have already discussed how organisms get rid of gaseous wastage generated during photosynthesis or respiration. Other metabolic activities generate nitrogenous materials which need to be removed. The biological process involved in the removal of these harmful metabolic wastes from the body is called excretion. Different organisms use varied strategies to do this. Many unicellular organisms remove these wastes by simple diffusion from the body surface into the surrounding water. As we have seen in other processes, complex multicellular organisms use specialized cells to perform the same function. Excretion in human beings. The excretory system of human beings includes a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder, and a urethra. Kidneys are located in the abdomen and on the either side of the backbone. Urine produced in the kidney passes through the ureters into the urinary bladder, where it is stored until it is released through the urethra. How is urine produced? The purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from the blood, just as CO2 is removed from the blood in the lungs. Nitrogenous waste such as urea or uric acid are removed from blood in the kidneys. It is then no surprise that the basic filtration unit in the kidneys, like in the lungs, is a cluster of very thin walled blood capillaries. Each capillary cluster in the kidney is associated with the cup shaped end of a coiled tube called Bowman's capsule that collects the filtrate. Each kidney has a large number of these filtration units called nephrons packed close together. Some substances in the initial filtrate such as glucose, amino acids, salts and major amount of water are selectively reabsorbed as the urine flows along the tube. The amount of water reabsorbed depends on how much excess water there is in the body and on how much of dissolved waste there is to be excreted. The urine forming in each kidney eventually enters a long tube, the ureter, which connects the kidney with the urinary bladder. Urine is stored in the urinary bladder until the pressure of the expanded bladder leads to the urge to pass it out through the urethra. The bladder is muscular, so it is under nervous control. As we have discussed elsewhere, as a result, we can usually control the urge to urinate. Artificial kidney hemodialysis. Kidneys are vital organs for survival. Several factors like infections, injury, or restricted blood flow to kidneys reduce the activity of kidneys. This leads to accumulation of poisonous waste in the body, which can even lead to death. In case of kidney failure, artificial kidney can be used. An artificial kidney is a device to remove nitrogenous waste products from the blood through dialysis. Artificial kidneys contain a number of tubes with a semi-permeable lining suspended in a tank filled with dialysing fluid. This fluid has the same osmotic pressure as blood, except that it is devoid of nitrogenous waste. The patient's blood is passed through these tubes. During this passage, the waste products from the blood pass into the dialysing fluid by diffusion. The purified blood is pumped back into the patient. This is similar to the function of the kidney, but it is different since there is no reabsorption involved. Normally, in a human adult, the initial filtrate in the kidney is about 180 liters daily. However, the volume actually excreted is only a liter or two a day because the remaining filtrate is reabsorbed in the kidney tubules. Think it over. Organ donation. Organ donation is a generous act of donating an organ to a person who suffers from non-function of organs. Donation of an organ may be done by the consent of the donor and his/her family. Anyone, regardless of the age or gender, can become an organ and tissue donor. Organ transplants can save or transform the life of a person. Transplantation Acha. Transplantation is required because recipient's organ has been damaged or has failed by disease or injury. In organ transplantation, the organ is surgically removed from one person and transplanted to another person, the recipient. Common transplantations include corneas, kidneys, heart, liver, pancreas, lungs, intestines, and bone marrow. Most organ and tissue donation occur just after the donor has died or when the doctor declares a person brain dead. But some organs such as kidney, part of a liver, lung, etc. tissues can be donated while the donor is alive. Excretion in plants are completely different, use completely different strategies for excretion than those of animals. Oxygen itself can be thought of as a waste product generated during photosynthesis. We have discussed earlier how plants deal with oxygen as well as CO2. They can get rid of excess water by transpiration. For other waste, plants use the fact that many of their tissues consist of dead cells and that they can even lose some parts such as leaves. Many plant waste products are stored in the cellular vacuoles. Waste products may be stored in leaves that fall off. Other waste products are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. Plants also excrete some waste substances into the soil around them. So thank you guys. Finally we have complete ncert reading life processes chapter, and I hope you have followed the playlist as I have made. So from the next video we will be looking through one short explanation of the same topics, from starting with the nutrition, introduction, and so on. So stay tuned. Thank you guys. Bye.